Okay, so you want to sound more confident.
Right.
Like, especially at work. When you're giving a presentation or even just like in team meetings, well, you've come to the right place
Yeah.
because we've got a stack of articles here.
Yeah. And it's funny because we think about sounding confident,
Right.
but there's a whole psychology to it, like how confidence actually works.
Totally.
Eh?
Like, what is the secret sauce?
Right.
Is it something you're born with? Or
Yeah.
can you actually like learn it?
Well, and that's the exciting thing, is it is something that you can cultivate. And a lot of these articles say that confidence is like this cycle,
Okay.
almost like a feedback loop.
So how does that work? How does that confidence cycle work?
So when you look and feel confident, it actually unconsciously influences how other people perceive you.
Right.
So they're more likely to see you as credible. They're more likely to trust you,
Right.
which then reinforces your own feeling of, hey, I'm doing all right.
Totally. But how do you even begin if you're not feeling confident in the first place?
Yeah, that's where some of these practical techniques come in. And one article I thought had a really interesting analogy, which is it's not about shrinking back. It's about taking up space.
Ooh, I like that. Taking up space.
It's about literally owning your presence,
Okay.
both physically and in the conversation,
Yeah.
and projecting this air of, I deserve to be here.
Right.
My contributions matter.
I love that.
So like physically, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Uncross your arms.
Okay.
If you're at a table, maybe spread out your materials a little bit,
Claim your space.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah, and so when you do that, you're already sending out these nonverbal cues that prime other people to respond more positively,
Fascinating.
which then fuels your confidence even more.
Oh, where? It's like we're hacking the system from the inside out. So we're owning our presence. We're taking up space. What about like actually speaking? Because I know like when I'm nervous, I tend to like speed up.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to get the words out.
Totally. And actually, speaking too quickly can be interpreted as a lack of confidence.
Well, really? I would have thought you seem more knowledgeable and excited about a topic if you talk fast.
It seems counterintuitive.
Yeah.
But if you think about speakers who command a room, they often have this slower, more measured pace
Okay.
that conveys a sense of authority and control.
Interesting.
Like they know their words have weight. And there's actually research on this. There was a study from the University of Michigan that found that speakers with lower pitched voices and a slower rate of speech were perceived as more competent and trustworthy.
So it's not about speed talking. It's about like strategic pacing.
Exactly. And those pauses,
Okay.
those moments of silence can actually let your message sink in.
So when I'm tempted to like fill the silence, I should actually embrace it.
It can be uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but it's a powerful technique
Okay.
because it gives your audience that time to process what
Yeah.
you said and adds this air of thoughtfulness to your delivery.
It's true. And I bet it gives the other person a chance to like formulate their thoughts and not feel rushed.
Yeah, for sure. Communication is a two-way street.
Yeah, that's a good point. While we're talking about like these subtle cues that influence how we're perceived, these articles were full of body language tips.
Oh, for sure.
It's like our bodies are speaking before we even say a word.
Nonverbal communication 101.
Yes.
And one of the articles I thought summed it up really well
Okay.
with this acronym. Soften.
I love a good acronym. Let's hear it.
Okay.
SOFTEN. What is that?
So S is for smile.
Okay.
Simple, but it instantly makes you seem more approachable, puts people at ease. O is for open posture.
Okay.
Think uncrossed arms facing the person that you're speaking to.
Gotcha.
F is for forward lean. This one's a little bit more subtle, but it shows that you're engaged and interested in the conversation.
So we got the SOF. What's next?
Okay, so T is for touch.
Okay.
And this doesn't have to be anything intrusive,
Right.
but like a firm handshake at the beginning of a meeting
Yeah.
can go a long way.
Totally. Because you're establishing that connection right away.
Exactly.
That presence.
Yeah, and then N is for eye contact.
Right. Right.
I mean, it's amazing how much difference eye contact makes
Huge.
in terms of building rapport, conveying sincerity.
Yeah. You're really seeing the other person
Mm-hmm.
when you make eye contact.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in.
N is for nodding.
Okay.
Just a simple nod to show that you're following along
Okay.
can do wonders.
Soften. That's good. I'm going to write that down.
Right.
I feel like I can remember that.
Yeah,
So that's like our cheat sheet for confident body language.
totally.
But you know what else really struck me from these articles was how much emphasis they put on preparation.
Oh, yeah.
Like really being prepared.
It's the foundation, I think, of confidence.
Because if you don't feel prepared, you're more likely to like clam up.
Yeah, you're going to feel anxious. You're going to feel flustered.
Yeah, totally. Or just like not be able to articulate your thoughts clearly. But it's not just about knowing your stuff right.
Yeah.
There's more to it than that.
Yeah, it's like anticipating questions,
Okay.
knowing your key talking points,
Yes.
and even practicing
Yeah.
how you might respond
Oh, interesting.
in challenging situations.
So it's like having a mental roadmap.
Yeah.
Even if you don't stick to it exactly.
Right, yeah.
It gives you that foundation.
Totally.
Okay. I like that. And another thing that I thought was interesting was this idea of embracing silence,
Oh, yeah.
which we kind of touched on with the pausing.
Right.
But like really thinking about silence as a tool.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times we think of silence as like a bad thing in a conversation.
Oh, yeah. Would we have to fill it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's awkward and we need to like jump
Hear
in.
about dead air?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But actually, those pauses can make your contributions more impactful.
I think so.
Yeah. Tell me more about that.
Well, because first of all, it gives your message a chance to like sink in.
Yep.
You said your piece.
Okay.
And there's that silence afterward for the listener to be like, okay, what did they just say?
Yeah, to process it.
Yes.
Not feel rushed.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it also signals that you're not rushing the conversation.
Right, like you're comfortable with that space.
Exactly. You're comfortable with yourself.
Which then puts the other person at ease as well.
Exactly. It's a two-way street.
I love that. And, it reminded me of this one article where this person was saying that whenever they start a new job,
Okay.
they'll tell their team, hey, I'm an introvert,
I love that.
so I might need a minute to process before I speak up.
Yes.
Just so you know, quiet on my end doesn't mean that I'm not engaged.
Yeah.
It's like, I love that
That's great.
because it's just being upfront about your own communication style.
Yes. Owning it.
Yeah. And like, if I need a minute to gather my thoughts, I'm not going to apologize for that.
For sure.
That's just how I roll.
Absolutely.
And if other people can't respect that, then
exactly.
that's on them.
That's their problem.
Not on me,
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think people appreciate that honesty
I think so too.
and that transparency.
Yeah, totally. Because then it's like, okay, those are the rules of engagement.
Yeah. We're setting those expectations early on.
Exactly. So, we've been talking about all these different techniques, but if someone is listening and they're like, okay, I'm going to try this, how long does it usually take for that confidence cycle to kick in?
Ooh, that's a good question. It really varies.
Yeah.
Everybody's different, but
Right.
I would say don't expect it to happen overnight.
Yeah.
This is a journey.
It's a process.
It's a process, not a destination.
Right.
And so just start with maybe one or two of these techniques that really resonate with you
Okay.
and really try to incorporate those
Yeah.
into your daily interaction.
Pick one thing and focus on it.
Exactly.
Got it.
Maybe it's the soften method. Maybe it's, being more mindful about pausing. But the key is to start small. Be patient with yourself and celebrate those small wins along the way.
Yeah. Like any new habit, you've got to like ease into it.
Totally.
It's not going to happen overnight.
For sure.
And you know what else I was thinking about? We've been talking about this outward projection of confidence,
Mm-hmm.
but what about that like inner self-confidence?
Oh, so important.
Yeah.
That's the foundation.
That's got to come first.
It has to come from within.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the articles, it was interesting. It talked about it from a Buddhist perspective.
Oh, wow. Okay. Tell me more.
Yeah, I was talking about how, true confidence isn't about external validation.
Sure.
It's not about achievements.
Interesting.
It's not about proving yourself to the world.
Right.
It's about cultivating this really deep sense of self-worth
From within.
from within.
It's less about seeking approval from others and more about just like recognizing your inherent value.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Acknowledging your strengths, embracing your imperfection,
Okay.
and approaching yourself and others with compassion.
That's a good place to end, I think.
Yeah.
Because like all of these tips are great, but
Yeah.
they're even more impactful if you truly believe in yourself.
100%.
Yeah.
Because when you do, it shines through.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been such an interesting deep dive.
So good.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling ready to like speak up, share my ideas,
Yes.
embrace the silent,
Embrace it. Own it.
own it.
Yes.
I like that. So to everyone listening,
Hmm.
go out there, be your confident selves. We believe in you.
We do.
And we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Bye, everyone.